Good morning, it's Miss Blue again. Today is Monday, May 4th, 2020, and we know what Monday means, Vocabulary Day. I just really wanted to step out here for just a minute and tell you how much I appreciate all of you doing your vocabulary. I don't care if you do it with a leader, in pairs, as a group. Whatever it is that it takes to get this done. I know it's not your favorite thing to do, but I do appreciate it. And your grades reflect it. You have really good vocabulary grades, and I so appreciate that. I really, really do. So anyway, if you'll get your packet and get a pencil, I know this is the fun part where I go over all the words and the definitions, but please do follow along so you can hear the word and hear the definition. Okay, and then we'll go over two examples in each section. Okay, all right, take care. Let's go now. Okay, here we go. This is lesson vocabulary 18, and you will notice also, let me remind you of this, every paper for the month of May, every single page, I have your name, your grade, and your pod, and the day of the week, and the date on it. So you need to be putting your name, grade, and pod on every single paper, because when I get them all back to grade, they're all messed up and conflubled, and sometimes they're together and sometimes they're not. And guys, if they're not together or they have no name on it, which I had many with no name on a paper the other day, and it's frustrating. You've done your work. I want you to be getting credit for it. So let's put our first and last name. And the other thing, I know, and I appreciate some of you writing in cursive, but some of your cursive is a little difficult to read. So when in doubt, if you don't think I can read it, if it's not legible, I can't tell who it is. And so print your first and last name on every paper and your grade, so it makes it so much easier when I'm putting grades in my grade book and grades on the laptop grade book, okay? And by the way, I was really happy to see that everybody's passing right now, so that's really a good thing. All right, let's go. Here we go. Lesson 18. The first word is acclaim, means to praise strongly or applaud loudly. Audience acclaim the new student play. Strong praise or loud applause, approval. The musicians from China won the critics' acclaim last night at Symphony Hall. Bigot, one who is not tolerant of those people who are different in some way, a prejudiced person. Only a bigot would claim that one race is superior to another. Bigotry, the intolerant attitude or behavior of such a person. In one of their songs, the Beatles asked listeners to imagine a world free of bigotry. Covet, to have a strong and envious desire for, especially for something belonging to another. The little girl coveted her teacher's blue notebook. Coveted, greatly prized, highly desired. Former President Jimmy Carter won the coveted Nobel Peace Prize in 2002. Deceased, means dead with regard to a person. The man's thoughts often turn to his deceased wife. One who has died recently. The funeral director asked if I was a relative of the deceased. Formidable, causing fear or apprehension. A team with a 14-game winning streak is a formidable opponent. Difficult. Crossing the Rocky Mountains was a formidable task for settlers heading west. Ghetto, a section of a city occupied by a minority group of people, usually because of poverty or social pressure. The Warsaw Ghetto in Poland was the location of the largest uprising during World War II. Okay, go to the next page, 209. Look at the top. Momentous means very important. The day of high school graduation is a momentous one for students. Oppress, to weigh down with worry. Fear of the difficult math exam oppressed the students. To keep down by severe and unjust use of force. Peasants, oppressed by the monarchy, became the leaders of the French Revolution. Oppression, the act or state of being oppressed. The oppression of African Americans led to the civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s. Oppressive, very harsh, or burdensome. This oppressive heat makes one very lethargic, which means really tired, fatigued, don't want to do much. Overwhelm, to defeat utterly and completely. Sioux and Cheyenne warriors overwhelmed General Custer's army at the Battle of Little Bighorn in 1876. To deeply affect the mind or emotions of, we were overwhelmed by the welcome we received. To upset, to turn over, a huge wave overwhelmed the small boat. Overwhelming, great in strength or effect. The students' bake sale was an overwhelming success. Perceive, to become aware of through the senses, especially the sense of sight. I perceived a figure in the distance but could not make out who or what it was. To take in information through the mind. I perceived a subtle shift in their attitude. Perception, the act of perceiving or the thing perceived. Because I am far-sighted, my perception of close objects is slightly fuzzy. Premiere, the first showing of a play or a film. The play, a big success in London, has its North American premiere this Saturday. Turn to page 210. Perspective, expected or likely to happen or become. The prospective bride and groom want to have a June wedding. Spurn, to refuse in a scornful way. I spurned their offer of help because there were too many conditions attached to it. Staunch means faithful, true, strong. Mr. Fielding, a staunch supporter of Little League Baseball, donated the uniforms for our team. Theme, a dominant idea as in art, literature, or music, a topic or subject. The theme of the story is the danger of excessive pride. A short essay on a single subject. I had to write a theme on ambition. Number 3, a series of musical notes on which variations are made. A melody that is associated with film or television show. The concert began with a medley of themes from popular television shows. Okay, get your pencil and let's look at 18A. Let's read the directions first. Read the following sentences. If the word in bold is used correctly, write C on the line. If the word is used incorrectly, write I on the line. Okay, let's look at number 1. Minority groups around the world have frequently been oppressed. That's correct. So put a C on the little line. B, the oppressive climate of the tropics make people lethargic. That's a C also, that's correct. The woman fell into a deep oppression when her dog was lost. Let's look at that one again. She might have fallen into a depression, but I don't know if she fell into a... Well, that's kind of an iffy one. I don't know. I say I because I think it's a deep depression, not oppression. Okay, number D, our letter D, the oppression in the road has been filled in. That's I, incorrect. Okay, do you understand how to do those? That's all, that's 4 of them. Okay, turn your page. All right, that's 210. Same thing on 211. You do the same thing. Put either C if it's correct or I if it's incorrect. Okay, turn to page 212. Circle the letter next to each correct answer. There may be more than one correct answer. Which word or words go with poverty? So you need to read this question and then you need to read each choice. Hovel, yes, a hovel is like a shack, like a small shack. So circle A. Sovereign, that's like a king, so no. Ghetto, possibly, so circle C. Covet, no, so don't circle D. Look at number 2. Which word or words go with theater? Entertain, yes, so circle A. Premiere, yes, so circle B. Debut, that means when somebody does it for the very first time, maybe acts in a play for the first time, so circle C. And then D, perspective. I don't think D's one at all. So it's A, B, and C on number 2. Okay? If you will, turn to page 213. It says, circle the letter next to each answer choice that correctly completes the sentence. There may be more than one correct answer. So you got to read the first part and read it like a sentence and read every one of them to make sure if it's correct or incorrect. Number 1, the deceased are too great in number to count after the earthquake. That would be correct, so circle A. The deceased on part B were laid to rest in the local cemetery. That's correct. C, the deceased number of games on the shelves was disappointing. No, that's not correct. The deceased sand stuck to my feet and ankles at the beach. No. So it's only A and B. All right, let's look at number 2 together. A ghetto is a lizard with a long tail. No, that's a gecko. So don't circle A. A ghetto was established in many European cities in the 1940s. That's correct, so circle B. A ghetto in Lithuania housed 40,000 Jewish people who were forced to live there during the war. That is correct. So right now we have 2, B, and C circled. D, a ghetto can be found deep under the ocean's surface. That's not correct. Okay, so it's just 2, B, and C. Okay, turn to the last page on page 214. Now on 214, some of you aren't doing these, and I don't really know why, seeing you have your words and definitions right here. What you do is you complete the sentences to demonstrate your knowledge of the words. So where it's a bold word, you look over here in this column right here and find a word that will go in that word's place. And if you need to, look back into your definitions, and then that will help you also. Okay, a momentous event might be a momentous. Complete the sentence. Oh, we're completing it. Oh, excuse me. They're already telling us what. Sorry, I messed up. We're completing the sentence so we know what the word means. A momentous event might be when you win a gold medal at the Olympics. When you win a gold medal at the Olympics. Okay, number 2, I try not to get overwhelmed by things I cannot control. I try not to get overwhelmed by things I cannot control. Make sure you're putting a period at the end of each sentence. So that's what they're wanting you to do. They're wanting you to complete the sentence showing that you know what it means. So if you don't know what that word in bold means, look back at your definitions and your words. Okay? I hope you have a great day. I miss you. I think about you all the time. I hope that this will be over soon and we can all be back together. Just be good. Do your work. Try to stay busy. Keep your mind busy. Read a book. Watch TV. Do something. But do your schoolwork because you are getting grades. And even though it right now probably doesn't seem like it matters or you don't really want to, it will matter eventually. So, go for it. I mean, we're trying to do stuff that's not terribly hard, and all of you know how to do vocabulary. So, once again, if someone wants to stand up and be the leader like we've had before and just go through the whole rest of the packet with everyone together, that's great. Do that. Pick, somebody, be a leader and stand up and say, hey, I know how to do this. Let's go for it. And then everybody can help with the answers. Okay? Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I miss you, and so take care. Bye-bye.